This first drawing here was actually assignment 1, the man-made objects drawing, which in itself is it's not a bad attempt, but there are things wrong with it. This brush doesn't quite hit that piece of tape correctly. The tone might have been a bit broader, but it's not a bad attempt. I suppose what I'm trying to say is the sort of level of this is it's quite an ordinary level to come in at, which is fine. Now, hopefully what I'm going to sort of show you is actually your willingness to work and to work hard can actually produce greater outcomes by the time you're at assignment 5. We'll look at this drawing next, which is a reclining figure done about 15-20 minutes. Again, that's not a bad attempt, but there's a real sort of honesty to this drawing and the way it is sort of seen and interpreted. Then let's sort of go to some sketchbook work and some quicker stuff. And now we'll look at this drawing, which is one of the quicker set projects where it's actually, I think it's done without taking the pencil off the paper, but it's absolutely remarkable. The sort of articulation in that, it's almost, well, it reminds me of a lot of sort of Michelangelo drawings that I've seen and Da Vinci. I mean, it's almost classical. Now, we'll go to another reclining figure here, which is important to compare. So this one, it's a much more complex composition, much more difficult to achieve, but this student has actually been successful in doing that. She's drawn what she's seen, she's used the line much more fluidly, drawn the sort of features. If you look at that foot, for example, several squiggles and lines, and it's a set of toes. That's drawing in a real sense. And you're talking about this is getting to a really quite a nice line drawing, very good. Eventually, we'll move on to this one, which is actually, I think, the final assignment piece in assignment 5. This is not the only version of this. It's what she's actually submitting for assessment. But I did ask the student it was at least once, if not twice, to redo this reclining figure in tone. The achievement from where she started to what we've ended up here as a final piece of drawing, from a very difficult pose and position and quite complex tonal relationships, shows you what is actually possible. And that's been achieved by an openness and a willingness to take in visually what you've done, both in your drawing books, your prep work, other supposed finished work, and make changes and work on things until you're actually start achieving something that you'd never thought possible. And I think this drawing is a sort of summation of that, and a certain work ethic that's needed and an open approach that you need to be able to achieve your full potential.